Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Leagues Cup watch along for the Glory Hunters. I'm all alone because I have the ability to stay up this late here in Europe, and everybody else has to go to work tomorrow. And the Americans, Glory Hunters, were allowed. I think we had one go to the Philadelphia bronze match, Colorado bronze match. Ooh, I don't know who won, to be completely honest with you. And right now, we have Columbus versus Los Angeles, a rematch of the MLS Cup final. Earlier this year, Columbus has LA's number, who was kind of becoming like the face of the league, and slowed down a little last year, didn't have a really good run in the Leagues Cup. Yeah, 5-1 was the last time these guys met. So Columbus has got their number. Big time. And but this should be a great match, and this also could be a preview of the MLS Cup final. So you're seeing the yellow and black getting ready versus the black and gold. True East Coast, West Coast Giants of MLS going at it. But the big news, the great Oliver Giroud is starting. He's only come off the bench a little bit since playing in the Euros for France. Of course, he was AC Milan alumni. Had to save as a goalie last year as well. I hope he taught Captain America Polasek some tricks before he left. I hope Milan has a good year with Leao and Polasek. Could only help us in the end. But here we go. This is it, Jack. Our players are entering the field as we speak. There's some changes, though. Only 7 of the same starters for Columbus, only 4 there we go. For LAFC. How different will tonight be?
Well, both teams are in great form.
There he is.
The last 42 games in this
you like to watch? Click the link in chat.
And the last 22 games they've played, they've lost 1 game. At home,
might actually be fun.
5-1 to this Columbus Crew. There is revenge on the mind of the black and gold, and the home team wants to remind them what happened 9 months ago.
For the national anthem for this Leagues Cup final, why change what works? Welshly Arms, who also performed in December at the MLS Cup.
Please remain standing as black and gold staple and Ohio's platinum artist, Welshly Arms, performs the national anthem of the United States.
Here we are, the national anthem, something you don't get in other countries.
They're accompanied by
club
ASL
teams.
interpreter Marlena Smith.
Darcy's in the chat.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right. Fireworks going off. Only way the Americans can do it. You can come watch a game if you want.
It worked for the Crew in
Watch
December.
a game if you want. Feel free, you can come in here. It's not like a normal stream.
The result be the same? Will it be another trophy for the Columbus Crew, or will LAFC add to their collection? Well, the Columbus Crew supporters, they serenade their team with the song Can't Help
America.
Falling in Love with You. Maybe they should change it to My Way, because Wilfred Nancy always does things his way, including changing back to the backup goalkeeper, Nico Hagen, for this final.
Hagen started the first 2 in Leagues Cup. Schulte returned for the next 2,
Camacho's
and then
looking
Nancy
easy.
decides to roll the dice in the Cup final. Amundsen returns after not starting the last 3, but he was really good against LAFC in MLS Cup last year. Moreira has to be very aware off the ball where Bowanga is on the counter, and if Ramirez
Anywhere you
and
got
Rossi can rotate and attack
Rossi
with
and
fluidity,
Cucho,
then Cucho becomes
you have a
more
problem.
dangerous.
And it's going to be interesting how the midfield and even the fullbacks deal with that strike force, so to speak. It's packed house in Columbus. Good looking stuff, especially if you're an American soccer fan. You can see the stadium's full.
Ilie winning the coin toss. Darlington Nagbe, Columbus's captain, once again looking for another trophy of his own. They shake hands with the officials. Head referee today, O'Shane Nation, 33-year-old Jamaican. He has CONCACAF Champions Cup, CONCACAF Nations League experience. Was in charge of Columbus's semifinal win over Monterrey, leg 2 this year's CONCACAF Champions Cup. MLS veteran official Edvin Jurasevich is the video assistant referee.
Oh, they got the
helping him
gamer.
out. Two-time MLS
VAR
referee
crowd
in
got
the
gamer
in the
mouses,
Dallas
gamer
Fort Worth area.
keyboards,
Now the
the
starting
whole
11
rainbow
for
effects.
LAFC,
Noise.
just one change from a team
Noise.
that beat Colorado
Give
in
him
the
the good
semis,
stuff.
and that's Olivier Giroud
Yeah, you
making
noticed
his
it too.
first start for LAFC.
After LA lost to Columbus,
Also, to
5-1,
let you know, we
Steve
were
Cherundolo
capturing the
said he
score
has to
real
find
time.
a tweak to counter that. 3 center backs in their last 6 games that they've done so, they have scored 19
Here.
goals, only given up
So you get
1 while
the
winning
most
every
accurate
single one of those. Chanot with
clock
Long and
as
Murillo,
you could
it
possibly
looks
get.
comfortable. It's given Ilie Sanchez a little more
As far
cover,
as it
but
aligned
the
with our
front
screen.
3 now has a license to go.
I'm the goal
and
for
a
this. Derby
reference point
Entertainment.
to play off of in the World Cup winning Olivier Giroud.
No, you're the goat. Click on the link.
There he is, Olivier Giroud. Signed in May as
I'd
a
be
designated
more of a
player.
goat than
Joined
mine.
the team after the European Championships. He's been a substitute the last 3. He's played 90 total minutes. He begins
The boys
from the
getting
start
together.
in this final. The 37-year-old World Cup winner.
Yeah, last year,
all-time
although I
leading
think the League's
scorer.
Cup was quite good this year.
And how
I
about
don't think
goal
anything could
scorers?
touch last year. What an
Columbus
opening.
have
Messy
several.
story.
Cucho Hernandez.
Drew's got a
Diego
chance to
Rossi,
play
a team
Messi
on
over
fire.
here.
These two teams
And play a
the
real,
two
you know,
highest
become an
scoring
LA
in this
hero.
League's Cup on goals per game.
Sort of like
We expect
Gareth Bale did.
fireworks. We've already had
in
them
the,
literally
2022
tonight. We
finals.
expect them metaphorically as well.
And I'm
One of
curious
the best
how the emotions
soccer games I've ever
play
seen,
a part of this.
period.
Anytime
Only
you're
be
on the
outdone
brink
2
of
months
winning
later
a
in Dubai.
trophy, playing in a cup final, you got to remind yourself to stay in the moment, to play the game. Columbus has always been in the moment, but that's why they went out and got a World Cup winning goalkeeper in Hugo Lloris. For LAFC, for these moments, to bring it down a notch, to calm them down, to play their game. Their game is being solid defensively and one of the best
Oh, they're in a
teams on
seat.
the counter, while the home
Not filled
team
here in
puts on a
Columbus.
show.
Columbus has always been a very
Every
well
single
supported
time they're
club,
in this
even back in
building,
the
there's gonna be
early
fireworks
96
tonight.
days.
It's a clash of styles. It's one we've seen before and we see again. The League's Cup 2024 final is underway. The Columbus Crew hosting LAFC. A rematch of MLS Cup 2023.
Starts off with
These
the
two
kickoff.
teams on this same pitch
They have it in their
8.5
own
months
backfield
ago
now.
last December. It's a different looking
That's by
LAFC team. It's a slightly different looking Columbus Crew team.
LA.
Both come into this match in incredible form. Columbus also defeated LAFC 5-1 on July 13th. Not even a month and a half ago. That's LAFC's only
That's a good
loss
point. Just a month
in
and a
their
half
last
ago, they got
22
pounded
games.
5-1.
It was a
One of the
dominating
best teams in the
performance from
league.
Columbus.
Pounded 5-1
After
by
that game,
Columbus.
the
It's
next
funny because
week
Columbus,
against Seattle, LAFC changed to this formation with 3
they're
in the
not
back,
exactly,
and
you know,
they have
last year, as
been
good as they
flying
were,
ever
they weren't
since.
exactly like tearing up the league as
6
far as going for the
wins in that formation,
Supporters
19
Shield,
goals scored, 1 against.
winner of the league
How
overall.
different is it going to be today because of the change in formation for Steve Cherundolo and LA?
Well,
But
it still
they,
means Atuesta and Ilie Sanchez have to play together, and they cannot get caught deep.
They are big game team.
Partners did in the MLS Cup 9 months ago.
Not
They can't
invincible,
allow Cucho and
but
Rossi to play
extremely
in those
difficult to
pockets
beat.
of space. I think the success tonight for the team in black depends on the 2 in the midfield in Sanchez and Atuesta.
Hugo Lloris sending it forward for Ryan Hollingshead, who knocks it into space. Camacho back towards midfield.
Oh, I forgot to capture the stupid
Long
thing.
knocks it down. Hollingshead into the middle.
Not
Nagby
very smart
is
of
there
me.
for Columbus under pressure.
Let's go.
Back
Let's
to
capture
Moreira.
that
He was
sucker.
fouled by Atuesta, the first foul of
Get that
this
on there for all y'all.
Leagues Cup 2024 final. Expect Columbus to have a lot of the ball. They lead Major League
Stop
Soccer
capture,
possession
smart
at
capture.
60%.
Here we go.
LAFC happy sitting back, especially in this formation. Perhaps no better team on this continent playing in transition.
But how much better have they been? In some part, Kai Kamara was playing the 9. Now Olivier Giroud tonight. They've got a reference point to play off of, but it just allows Bogusz and Bouanga to be more effective into space into these transitional moments when a goalkeeper can deliver a ball over 85 yards. By the way, he's got 2 assists in Leagues Cup.
Both to Denis Bouanga. Hugo Lloris tied for 7th in this tournament entering today with his 2 assists, the goalkeeper for LAFC. Chanot dumping that forward. Valencia chasing. Arfston let that go out for a throw.
Win probability for 43% to 30 to LAFC's 31%. We know the favorite is here.
Cucho Hernandez.
This team doesn't get it on the
form.
beat. You might say that,
11
you know,
goals, 9 assists in his last 13 games.
we haven't seen Giroud
2-2 in this Leagues Cup, though. The
just
goal
it seems
scoring
frightening
burden
when
has been more on Diego
Giroud and
Rossi's
Bouanga,
shoulders,
they start clicking.
who has 6
But
goals
it's,
for the crew.
you know,
Now
these
tied
guys
for
have just been
second
put together
in the
recently.
Golden Boot race with Denis Bouanga because Ty Baribo with a brace in the 3rd place game. He's at 7. So that is a subplot of this match, is that race between those 2.
Speaking of
Bogusz
Giroud, he
now
makes
for
pass out.
LAFC, a heavy touch right into Arfston. And then sent forward towards Cucho, flicks it on, and Long will be there.
Columbus
for
defense
LAFC.
cleans it up. Long with the ball. To Chanot from Luxembourg, tiny country in Europe.
Bogusz chasing Camacho, plays it safe into the crowd.
Yeah, this is what you're talking about with Olivier Giroud, though. Very rarely will he lose possession. Just being able to play into his feet, lay off.
Maybe a
Oh,
moment
punched
of
out
danger
of the
here.
air,
Hagen
buddy.
chooses to punch away
Hagen.
under pressure from Bouanga. Ramirez
Ball
forward,
bounced it in,
Cucho.
kicked ahead to
Iliade as well to win that back for
Cucho.
LAFC.
Wasn't able to maintain
I think it's
possession.
vital for
and
LAFC. Chanot
LA
doesn't get caught chasing Cucho Hernandez. If he wants to drop
managed
deep into
to
the
gain
midfield
control
and
on their own
underneath,
end.
that's fine. Allow him, Long and Murillo, to be very compact, very stable, playing next to each other.
Bogusz trying to get behind Moreira.
Oh,
Above,
Moreira knocked
a
from
foul
behind.
Outside of the penalty area. This will be a free kick for LAFC and a dangerous one 5 minutes in.
It's one thing to talk about Bogusz in his season that he's having 16 goals in all competitions, but it's been so impressive
Well,
how
Bogusz was
accommodating he's been
knocked down
tactically.
from
He's played as
behind.
a false 9. He's played in the midfield. He can play as a winger. Just an all-around good footballer. Really
Moreira,
asking a question of
number
Steven
31
Moreira. Now a
Moreira.
dangerous set piece for LAFC.
They have a really super dangerous
Big decision
free
made
kick
by
just
Wilfried
outside the
Nancy to
box,
go
but it's a
back
really
to
difficult
Nico Hagen.
angle
Now Hagen
right next to the
about
penalty
18
box
yards
line.
away from Edward Atuesta.
I've seen a lot of these go
Sets his
in.
wall of 2.
I'm hitting this ball firm
It's like a super
to
close corner
Bogusz
kick.
at top of the 18. Look at the
Derby.
goal that
There
he
you go,
scored
buddy.
against Colorado in the semifinal. One of the best clinical finishers in all of MLS. I want Bouanga to stay close.
Bouanga gets it out.
Instead, Cucho the block.
They ended up
Now
like to
Bogusz
going
just
short
trying
with
for
it,
the distance, it's
and then LA
Hagen's
fires
first
from the
save of
distance,
Quick
picked up by Hagen
distribution,
and
the
kicked
crew
away.
wanna go fast. Palencia wins
Cucho
that over
battles
Cucho.
for it.
Good defending from Palencia.
Who are you
but
rooting for,
that's
Derpy?
risky from Atuesta. The last thing you want to do is to play Columbus in on a counter. Fortunate enough for them, that ball bounced to Bogusz.
Columbus controls in their own end.
Nagby. Patient as always. Amundsen and Camacho.
Camacho gets it into Cucho Hernandez. They elected to play it back.
You're used to seeing Moreira step into the midfield at times and force
Now
2v1s,
has it.
3v2s.
Now they're streaking down the left side. All LA defenders are in position.
Can't really risk that spacing at times. It's going to be interesting to
Long
see how
ball in by
Moreira
Columbus,
plays in
far right
possession.
side
He's
to
also
Cucho.
been such a
Headed
huge
away by a
player
LA
in
defender.
that
Cucho
aspect
controls
for
just on the right
Fernandes.
side of the box. He's taken down. They say no foul. But they might not say it with the goose. No, they let that one go as well. Uh-oh. Cucho able to center it. A little too far.
Ramirez trying to settle.
And Bouanga comes away with it. And he's running it out. Slowly getting surrounded by the bees. He tries to play forward. Deflects off the defender. Comes all the way back.
That wasn't made. He was 100%. What's
Flores
very
to play it.
interesting to me is when the game kicked off, Bogusz was on the right, Bouanga's on the left. The moment they got in their defensive posture, they flipped it. Moreira was brilliant in MLS Cup against Bouanga.
Also in the 2018 French
no
national
surprise
team
here
World
that
Cup
Steve
victory,
Cherundolo
along with
trying to maybe cause a little bit of a headache for Columbus defending.
Giroud trying to flick it on to Bouanga. Ilie couldn't thread it between
Well, he tries to play it through, but it's picked up by Columbus.
We don't always, but we typically
try
see
to walk it over
Bouanga
the
on the
midfield
left,
line.
Bogusz on the right. An interesting tactical wrinkle from Steve Cherundolo in this final.
Like two boxers just trying to get to know each other. Kind of pick apart those weaknesses. Columbus taking their time trying to pick this.
Well, Fernandes told us that when playing against a back five,
LAFC
what
lock.
changes is they don't have a +1 with their front five essentially, as they do against a back four. And they need to figure out ways to
on the right side. He's really easily fouled.
Lashes out a bit at Aaron Long, who was clutching onto the arm of Columbus's striker.
Well, he leads by emotion. He just leads with so much energy. And the figurehead of your team is just riled up from the opening whistle
Aaron
to the
Long.
final whistle. You go that extra yard.
Foul. Cucho getting a little upset.
Good on Aaron Long, frustrating Cucho Hernandez.
Arston's cross was blocked.
Understandably so.
Rossi
makes a play to the far left, and they try to bring in the box. It deflects off a shot, deflects off an LA defender and in the crowd for a corner kick.
A little concerned on where it can find the man up. In possession, Darlington Navy stepping further up the field.
So his first corner for Columbus.
On the left side of Columbus Crew's attack. Now earning a corner kick here for Diego Rossi. How often have we seen
Derby's
LAFC
pulling for
turn
Columbus.
defending
He
a corner
posted pictures of the games
into
before
an attacking
in our chat there,
situation?
Derp.
Keep an eye on Bouanga.
Rossi with the delivery from the corner.
Serves. Long heads it
And it's easily
forward,
headed away
only
by
as far
LA.
as Nagbe. Moreira.
Nagby's able to keep it in play. They do another long ball that deflects way up high.
High into the air, still not
High
good.
in the air still.
Valencia helps it on.
And LA heads it away. But again, Nagby's there.
Cucho
Another
looking for
long
Ramirez. Long
headed
was
away
there,
by
rather,
LA.
Chanot was there. And then Camacho fouls Atuesta. And the first yellow card
Camacho.
of this match, of this final.
Center
goes
back
to
for
Columbus'
Columbus.
Center back Rudy Camacho.
Sees the first card of the game.
Oh, and this is a difficult one to take if you're Will Fernandes. The last thing you want is your center back to really get into a challenge, earn a yellow. More of a 50-50 ball. Camacho came in, studs up, rightfully so, given a yellow. You can see it with Will Fernandes now. Olivier
you can see Will
Giroud,
Fernandes
Bouanga,
not
Bogusz, now
happy
knowing
about
that
his
Camacho's on a yellow.
Main center
Do they
back
take advantage of it?
taking a
Very
unnecessarily
early in
foul where he
this
got the
match.
studs up.
Will Fernandes, what a personality, what a manager he has been. This is his second season in Columbus. He led the crew to an MLS
Will
Cup
Fernandes,
victory
of course,
in his
winning the
first
MLS
season.
Cup last year.
He immediately
And
is
really has
calling
become
over. He
a
brought over his
powerhouse
board. He's calling over Darlington
for his
Navy. In the
Columbus
last,
side.
I would say, 3 or 4 minutes, in possession, Zawadzki went to sit as an old-fashioned 6.
Columbus
Nagbe went and
in the
almost
last
played
year
like a
has been
dual
in
10.
3 finals.
Next to Cucho and even
This one,
Rossi,
as well as the
playing
MLS, but they
further up
did
the field. You can
or
see
another
little
final, a
tweaks
continental
that Will
final,
Fernandes is
Champions
trying
Cup,
to
which would be
find now that
equivalent
he's seen LAFC
Champions League
for 10+
for
minutes
CONCACAF,
with 5 in the back.
where they weren't able to
Almost
pull that
a
one off.
timeout in a sense because of that foul. Will that tactical adjustment pay off for the Columbus crew? One of the best tactical minds in North American soccer. Has the crew back in a final. Darlington Nagbe can certainly play a more advanced position. In fact, was an attacking player for the first half of his career. Before it was finally realized, well, he might be the best central midfielder, 6/8 in this league. How does it change for Camacho having to go 80 minutes or so on a yellow card?
Well, now you just got to be smarter. You've got to maybe predict a little bit, take a few more guesses and where the ball's going to be in the space. But any kind of challenge, it's going to be in the back of your mind. And whenever a defender has to be a little reluctant in getting
Mexican
stuck
side,
in,
Pachuca,
that plays into the attacking player's favor.
course,
so
won.
I fully expect
That
Giroud
boy, if they were to pull that
understand
off,
to
but
play as close to Camacho as he can.
it's a lot of trophies for this.
Primarily ask some questions of him
For
in
the
those
hard
moments.
hats. Derby says, LA's flopping out there.
During that timeout, we saw Will Fernandes with Darlington Nagbe. Steve Cherundolo brought
He
over
definitely
Ilya
oversold it,
Sanchez.
but it
Now
was-
all of a sudden you're seeing a little bit of a higher line from LAFC in their pressure.
I do think Camacho
Cucho.
might have earned that for dangerous play with the spikes up.
And was offside. He came back to receive that ball from an offside position. Here, there is Steve Cherundolo. What do you think those notes are in his notebook that he's always scribbling in?
Well, I thought he was very forthcoming after they lost 5-1, the worst loss in their franchise
Cherundolo-
history at home, saying he
Cherundolo.
had to find something.
You know, 2
Against
championship
Columbus.
coaches here.
Columbus players are going to say
Little
that
get
was
together
almost
just
the
outside the
identical
midfield
challenge
circle.
that Camacho was given a yellow for about 55 seconds ago.
And it looks like Camacho is going to get a warning after
But
taking a yellow
Cherundolo was
card.
trying to find a tweak, and that tweak, you heard me say it multiple times.
I don't think anybody's
They
pulling a
had
red
to find cover for
in a
Ilya
final like
Sanchez
this.
because he's not
14 minutes in. I don't see that happening.
dynamic, I would say.
But
In the
Camacho's
six,
got to watch
covers a
himself
ton of ground.
nonetheless because the ref.
He's often
maybe
late.
not
That's
as
a late
forgiving.
challenge from Ilya Sanchez on Darlington Nagbe. Not as
Oh, no, that was
egregious,
Sanchez.
I think, as
Camacho.
Camacho.
No part of that play. I
But
apologize.
that's why he went to 3 in the back, and ever since they've done that, they've been brilliant.
So no yellow card to Ilya, like there was to Rudy Camacho.
Camacho. Press force him to drop it back to Hagen. Columbus will try to bring it through. A little confused by the long
Little
balls
pressure.
after they were trying to work it in like they
Rossi.
were from Columbus.
Rossi has dropped deep now, drives
Not a
forward.
big
Here's
fan of
Nagbe.
long balls in the box. It's too much of a
Harfston.
crapshoot.
Valencia takes it away. Bogusz clipping it forward. Nobody there.
I like when Columbus is playing a little more methodical.
These are the match trends
Hats
presented
off
by
to the
Carnival.
LAFC
As we
defense for
expected and
basically
suggested
heading
at the
away
beginning of
any
this match,
threat
no
to come.
surprise that Columbus dominating the possession. As Bowanga's called for a foul, he's upset with it.
Miro's
I think neither
knocked
manager
down
will
by Denny
worry about
Bowanga.
that possession number in this match because they know it will be Columbus with most of the ball and LAFC looking to hit them in transition.
It's also a cagey affair.
Denny Bowanga
first
arguing with the
15, 20
referee.
minutes. That's why you see both center backs having the most successful passes out of the back. I think Bowanga's just a little frustrated that any kind of challenge right now, the whistle's being blown.
Leagues Cup jersey or LA jersey looking nice.
So now a set piece for LAFC
Slick.
to defend.
Great colors. Amazing how quickly it
Diego
took them
Rossi
to.
preparing.
I think their first year is 2016, and how quickly they dominated the league and kind of pushed their LA Galaxy rivals, the former
awaiting.
face of the league, kind of a little out the pasture.
Rossi.
Digging the
Good
pinstripes.
spot.
I think
Oh,
it was in the Yankee
bounces.
era.
And it's sent
Oh, a
clear.
long ball gets
The supporters behind the goal
booted
thought
away.
it was a handball.
Columbus is still able to control. They get it up to their own midfield line. Farsi with the ball. Camacho will try to.
Camacho finds Rossi.
Tricky pass right down the middle.
Ilya recovers.
But no foul call, and Ilya comes up with the. Ilya Sanchez comes up with the ball.
Now, can LAFC build something with a little bit of possession?
The problem for LAFC is Hollingshead is not naturally left-footed.
Right.
So they can't really play out of him because when he receives the ball, he wants to use his right foot, so it makes the field more narrow until he comes in
looks
further
like
and makes an underlapping run like he's doing in the moment.
He tried to bring it through.
Hollingshead, who finds Mateusz Bogusz. Hollingshead. Rossi there. Gets it to Bogusz.
Bogusz, Ilya.
Ilya and Jesus Murillo.
Big defender. Murillo.
I mean, that may be Palencia's
They push
first
him out
touch
over
of the
their own
game.
line.
They're better
all
when
the
he
way
has a
up to
little bit more
Schnott
freedom. He's part of
Luxembourgish.
them in possession,
Defender.
playing wide and even at times playing vertical.
He got a red card the last time these two teams
After a
met on
little
July 13th.
pinball back and forth.
Giroud's called for
Looks
a foul.
like Olivier Giroud will get a foul, giving possession to Columbus.
Well, it's important that Zawadzki's very balanced in his spacing and understanding if Nagbe's going to play further up the field in a more
Game's a little
advanced
cagey.
spot like he is now. Zawadzki's got to be very disciplined.
But I could
and
see a
just
big
hold the fort
mistake
down in the
in a
midfield.
counterattack on either side, resulting in a goal very quickly. I'd be a little more surprised if we don't see at least one goal in the first half.
Pushing through the left, that's Atuesta's side.
Yep.
Ilya Sanchez very cerebral. He's not going to chase Darlington if he's on that side.
Camacho.
Force Atuesta to chase the game, pull him out of position, and then play into the feet of Rossi and Cucho Hernandez.
Poirier. Back to Camacho.
They work it from
Columbus
the right side, now
looking to
back
pick the lock.
left. Amundsen. Maybe a surprise starter.
Playing
Melda
safe.
Amundsen was a substitute the last three. Started just around a 32 match in this tournament against
Tempted
Sporting
pass
Kansas
trying to
City.
find
Zawadzki
Ramirez.
takes it off of Bogusz.
A little bit of a
Columbus
fight over it.
once again
And then Farsi comes back with
use
the
their
ball and gets back to
patience.
his own center backs.
try to build.
Columbus looking at the
Amundsen to
midfield
Rossi.
line.
Poked out by
Kicked
Chanot.
away by LA. Throw in. And LA's in for Columbus. George, it's very sad to see Mexican teams go. Club America was doing well. Yeah, I was a little surprised this year. Now, they are at a disadvantage just amount of teams-wise, but I thought maybe this year might be an American Mexican final
Zawadzki.
for sure. So
Over to
yeah, it was a
Farsi.
little wild.
Howling set out to defend. Back to Moreira.
You know, Club America looked good in this tournament last year and kind of dropped out too. It's very tough with the system they have with going right to penalties. I mean, I understand why they do it. I mean, both these teams are playing season. They can't be playing extra time after
That's
extra
unlike
time.
the other one when they try to play four in the
I'll
back.
take a tournament
You and I saw
in the middle of the
first
season
time
any
they
way I can get
really
it.
did it in Seattle.
So I'm
There's
okay with
pressure,
the,
there's
with the
cover,
tournament
there's
style,
balance all
but
over
I
the
don't. I'm
field.
not. Oh, here's another Camacho. He's unable to get a foot on it.
Lloris got a touch.
And
It is a corner
Lloris
for
did get a touch,
Columbus.
and I think they're
That's how you break through.
But
They're
this
gonna
is
send
why they
this,
say he's the best number 9 in all
I
of
really like
Major
seeing
League
Germany
Soccer
Ek boy.
because he's just so active. He will not
Oh,
stay
Lloris did get a
still.
touch.
So now it's the onus is on
Who
the
will
players
Lloris?
around him to fill
World
in the
Cup
gaps,
goalie.
to take some gambles. That's
2018.
why Christian
Yeah,
Ramirez
he bopped
on
it
the
away.
field allows Cucho Hernandez to be more
I thought
effective.
Cucho might have got that touch. They
Dangerous
could
corner
push
here for
Rossi in the,
Columbus.
to the left of Lloris. And here comes delivery.
Rossi will go short to
Rossi
Armstead.
likes to go short.
On the ground to Cucho, trying to get it
Trying
back
to get it
Armstead.
in. LA's
That
able to
was something planned.
intercept it.
didn't
Short
work
corner
out.
fails. Shout out
Now
to
Farsi.
Glory Hunter Will. A Glory Hunter optimist.
Cucho.
Hater of short corner kicks. Here's a pitch in the middle, headed away by
Right
LA.
to Arston.
Here's a top shot coming in by Columbus and just high over the bar.
Big decision from Wilfried Nancy this match, as our player spotlight is presented by Geico, and that was to start Nico Hagen, Guatemalan.
I kind of wanted a
Mexican
Mexican team to get in, George, because I didn't want all the Mexicans saying it wasn't fair or some bullshit like that. But it isn't fair in the sense that, you know, this last Mexican team is an American tournament, so there is going to be a little advantage to the home team clubs. But, you know, they also, I will say this, they did a little better this year with logistics, and they had them all playing in the same stadiums. They travel all over the country in the group stages. I think they're a much better job this year, this organization. And I think the tournament was very good. It couldn't be as epic as last year, let's be honest, with the introduction of Messi and his whole story, and him carrying that club right over the line
the train's back on the
in
tracks,
storybook fashion.
And yet,
Glory Hunter Nick said it was fixed.
Believe that. He believes that Hagen
It was too perfect.
the right to play this League's Cup final because
It'd be nice if they fixed some games for
Ronaldo
Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. Denny Mwaga moving in, tries to pitch it ahead to Giroud, but it's intercepted. Columbus collects it. They're still in their own end trying to get out of trouble. They bring it forward to Rossi. Rossi took him out to. Oh, look at this. It's opening up right here. Cucho's getting it over, fired, deflected off an LA defender, and I think they may have earned a corner kick.
It's a little thing, but Jesus Murillo just does enough to throw Cucho Hernandez off.
Same thing with Summer Cup and the ladies. I'm right that one too. I don't follow any ladies.
Defense, but just that
period. I apologize. I think I watch enough football from enough leagues.
To be all out. Good
I did watch a little
LAFC in transition.
Last year, Women's World Cup last summer, and I'm impressed with those ladies. But all the leagues I follow, I think I'm just going to stick with the boys.
Another corner for Columbus.
Here's a corner for Columbus. Again, headed away by LA. Comes in for a shot just wide. Oh, Lores on the volley. Nagby.
4 MLS Cups with 3 different
teams. He put that on net. That was definitely going in.
But if you go down the rabbit hole,
headed away.
Nagby goals, every single one of them is a candidate for goal of the year. Almost pulling one off there.
4 MLS Cups, 2 MLS goals of the year. Let's go down to the pitch. The third member of our broadcast team, Julian Sakovits, with more on Columbus's goalkeeper, Nico Hagen. Actually, we're going to hold off now as Bogusz comes forward.
Bogusz trying to get into Denny Luonga, but he's stripped away.
Is there to send it
and not only that, Columbus starts an attack.
But here come the crew. Cucho with Ramirez to his right.
Will he take it himself or look for Red? No, he takes a strike, but it's way far wide. I like last year's tournament again since I was happy to make a lot of money on my tickets when Messi came to Dallas around the 16th hole.
Does anything paint the picture more of Wilfried Nancy as manager than sticking with your backup
made a lot of money
in a final? He told Hagen, "You started it, you'll finish it." And Hagen has had a fascinating
big question is whether how hurt is Messi? We haven't seen him since Copa America. You really have to hand your hats off to Miami, although they were eliminated by the champs, Columbus, which should be some cause for concern for them, but I mean, really, this Miami team has done it without Messi. It's definitely, and part of it without Suarez as well. The team's really come together. It doesn't look anything like he used to. Julian Gresslow is doing a YouTube podcast with Zealand now as a key factor. When German has just become an American citizen.
A big moment for him, a big decision for
and now he's not just a guy that doesn't dress. He's a guy that's making a serious impact on the Miami team. So it's definitely, to see a semifinal Miami Columbus would not be surprising.
Showing it again with his decision for this League's Cup final.
Ramirez has on the right side. Columbus inching their way in.
Mel Amundsen, Rossi, Zawadzki,
Beautiful
and
passing
Pereira.
here. It makes me wonder
LAFC
why they
just
were
so deep in their defensive posture.
going for that long ball.
Columbus break through it. Cucho out wide on the left side.
Cucho's far on the left side.
Around Bowanga into the feet of Rossi.
Fires it to Wasu. Wasu wraps by a defender. Cucho tries to break in, but it's kicked away by Los Angeles.
Yeah, but now
All the way in
this is where
Columbus' end.
Chanel, Murillo, Long,
Hagen
they've
will
got
come
to
all
force
the way
the
out.
back line to get further up the field.
Just out of the final
last thing
third
you
and
want to
get it
do
back in.
is bunker in front of Hugo Lloris.
And safe feet. I wouldn't say safe arms.
So good in this building under Wilfried Nancy.
Yeah, since he just took a lot of, the MLS season has been started. Since he just took a
lost
beating from Miami.
2 of them.
They won the league last
one
year.
trophy here, one final last year's MLS Cup.
Deservedly so. One of the best teams in MLS.
They've been exhilarating to watch.
But I wonder if since he's becoming a
They have been, in some ways, the kryptonite
sort of a
for
Philadelphia,
LAFC, their
you know.
opponent tonight.
lots of good results, no trophies.
It's a different approach from LAFC. It's worked pretty well for 28 minutes, scoreless in this league's cup final.
Those Columbus fans are rocking. I wish I could have gone to this game.
Macho, a little flick. Amundsen. Rossi. Arvston back to Rossi.
Rossi in the far left corner.
Arvston.
Oh,
Play
Columbus
continues.
somehow keeps it alive
Nagby.
after Rossi was knocked down.
Amundsen. Rossi.
Rossi
Farsi.
gets it in the Farsi.
Back to
Drop
Cucho.
back to Cucho. Cucho
Taken
stripped
away
away.
by Atuesta.
Nice effort.
Oh,
Good,
and then a little
good
flick in
challenge,
space,
but LA's not able to get it
covered.
through.
Just
Columbus still
suffocating.
controls.
As much as we talk about their rotations and ability to play multiple positions with the ball, it's also their reaction. They were suffocating against LAFC. When they won 5-1 in their building, you're starting to
about
see a lot of glimpses of
Getting to
that
the
night
30th minute.
over the last 5-6 minutes here.
Columbus in control on the ball.
For the first 30 minutes, just chasing yellow shadows all over the field.
Arvston clipping it in, nobody was there. Long heads it away.
Great
Giroud trying to
touch.
hold up and does. Atuesta, this is what
Oh,
LAFC
big
wants.
time from Zawadzki.
What
Uh-oh.
a challenge from Zawadzki to
Well,
win it
Cucho's
back.
got
Now
it.
Columbus take advantage.
LA player
Cucho
down just on top of the
around
box.
Illier.
Drags
Long
it to his
there.
left.
Cucho goes
And he's
down,
somehow
gets
able to
Nagby.
keep it.
Atuesta
A
sliding
couple
in.
bodies
Play
everywhere.
continues.
Tackles in front of the top, on top of the box.
Murillo's
And
gonna
then
drop
that leads to an
forward.
LA attack.
Bogus.
Gets it
These
all the
are
way to
moments
Bogus.
LAFC want in
I'm
this
sure he's
game.
going to be looking for
Bogus.
Olivier Giroud. He decides
to
to
slow
slow
it
it
down.
up and get
But
it
look at
back.
the recovery from Diego Rossi to cover Nagby, who was out of position at times.
And we're going to see a
Even
kind of a
Farsi,
rare
great reaction
control
from Diego
situation by
Rossi.
Los Angeles.
Does a stretched and open game benefit one of these teams more than the other? If it gets open, if it gets going back and forth?
No, that's the thing about Columbus, right? They can skin a cat multiple
Oh
ways.
boy,
They can play
ball
with
by
in a
Chanot.
low block. They
Tries
can
to get
in
it to
transition.
Denny Bouanga. Bouanga fights for it.
Bouanga's the best player
And
in transition, and yet if Cucho Hernandez and his family heard me say that,
Columbus
they probably
tried to
told me
avoid getting a
differently.
corner
So
kick, but it actually
I
went
don't
right
think
into
it
the feet
favors
of
one
Denny
team or the
Bouanga,
other.
right where you
I
don't
do
want it
think
to
it's
go.
the only way LAFC
Now we got a
win
really
the game,
deep
though.
throw in. I wonder if they'll go with the long throw in here. It looks like no. The ref pulls it back. Throw in and be
LAFC coming forward for this
just
throw.
about level with the penalty box.
Valencia hearing it from the supporters here.
There's confusion here because both benches are assuming there was a cooling break.
And now here it is,
And
yeah.
now he's doing it because both benches were up and ready to regroup. And oftentimes this is a great
like they're going
opportunity
to,
for both managers to regroup.
A drink break. Kind of bizarre
I'm more
time to do
curious
it.
from Steve Cherundolo's side of things. How do you get
Of
this
course,
group
they play
motivated
summer
to
ball
get
over there.
away
Even
from Hugo
Europe this
Lloris,
time of
because
year.
Wilfred Nancy has to feel very
We have the
confident about
twink
his
paws
group
up.
with the ball at their feet in the moment.
It's hot here in Columbus. It's about 84 degrees Fahrenheit with some significant humidity, so that's why
The
there
twink
is a
paws up.
cooling break, and each team will use this as an opportunity
Twink paws up.
to regroup a little bit. There was
What a
de
break,
facto kind
Derby.
of break, kind of timeout early on in this match, about 10 minutes in, when Edward Atuesta was down, and you saw Wilfried Nancy making tactical adjustments with Darlington Nagbe. What will the message be now? What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like they should have done it earlier.
It's
Kind of a weird time to
Well,
do
there
it.
looks like a lot of composure there, right?
Yep.
A calmness to it.
These happen every
He
match
doesn't have
during
the board
the
out
summer. Yeah, they
anymore, right?
happen
He
in
did
the
that 10
summertime.
minutes
He's got
ago.
the board right there.
And
Start
now
to
he's
go
going
away
for
in
it.
early
It
September.
was in his pocket.
I
You just
spoke
couldn't
too
see
soon.
it.
Yeah.
He's always got the board up, but now he's just going to push a little bit. I think it's all going to be about
That's how you take care of it.
Zawadzki or Nagbe in possession. What's more interesting to me is as Wilfred Nancy's doing that, Steve Cherundolo immediately went to Atuesta and Murillo and brought them both
You can see these guys
together,
are sweating bullets.
explaining their spacing's off. They're too close
Even
to
in
each
Columbus,
other,
Ohio,
so
which
it
gets
allows
very cold,
Nagbe
by the
then
way.
to float, Cucho to
Not
float
cold
there.
this time
They've
of
got
year.
to be a little bit more balanced
Not in late
so
August.
they could be further up the field and not allow Columbus to get forward.
It's a game, it's a sport that normally does not afford for these moments. But when it's hot, you get a cooling break, and now the managers can put a little bit of that in-game tactical coaching, tactical changes to work.
That tells you the conversation that
Absolutely.
Cherundolo had.
You saw
Murillo and Atuesta are at odds on their defensive posture, and they're trying to figure that out. But those are two players that know each other very well.
Been playing together at LAFC for quite some time. Atuesta now back home after a couple years away. And now we will get this throw that is essentially going to be a set piece for LAFC, because Palencia is going to heave this into the box. And he does.
LA for the long throw. Bopped ahead.
Chasing Farsi.
And cleared by
there, sends
Farsi.
it forward. %70 possession for Columbus. A big
70%
number, but not a
possession for
surprising number
Columbus.
for a match between these two clubs.
And it's felt every
Giroud
bit
trying
of
to
it.
knock it down to Bawanga, but Amundsen is there. Giroud called for the foul.
Definitely looked like the best team so far in this match.
Is Camacho gets a yellow, 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
He has
Zawadzki picked up by Olivier Giroud. He looked like he was going to turn it down, but it's Olivier Giroud. Let him pick you up, man. He's a legend. One of the best strikers of the last 20 years in the world. I let him pick me up. Maybe his magical wear off.
Test Camacho. You got to get into the channels, get into the seams, get behind the back line of Columbus.
World
LAFC
Cup
have not been
champion,
able to do
AC
so.
Milan legend. Still,
Moreira, Cucho.
when he left Europe, one of the best strikers. Here's a chance for Farsi.
Little bit of a heavy touch.
But it's
Long
cleared away
reserve for LAFC.
by Morello.
Murillo into Ilie, and Hollingshead, Giroud.
Oh, what a touch.
Down to Bogusz. But look at
Borgus tries to keep it going.
Every time, it seems, Columbus almost
excellent
catching
passing.
LAFC off guard with how quickly they get back, how quickly they counter-press and win the ball
Columbus managed to clean it
You
up.
watch Farsi play this wing back in the Wilfred Nancy 3-4-3, and you think he'd been there the entire time. He was a futsal player of the year in 2020.
back. Amazing. What a journey.
But how many of these players, they're good, solid players, and yet they look like world beaters under Wilfred Nancy.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Nagbe knocked down hard.
there's a yellow card that's going to be given to Atuesta, but Atuesta rolled his left ankle badly on Darlington Nagbe
What'd we
with
get
that
there?
challenge.
Oh. So this
Nagbe
is
being
right.
helped to his feet. Atuesta gets to his feet. Toshe Nation waiting to show him this yellow card. Atuesta trying to hobble away. Just need to turn around. I think Jesus Maria was saying that.
Yeah, Tuesday doesn't even turn around to get his yellow.
Second yellow card of this League's Cup final. Edward
Now we got a
joining Rudy Camacho.
yellow card per side.
Well, it can be frustrating just chasing Columbus all over the
Nagby
field.
pushed down really unnecessarily.
Just a needless shove into the back.
And
He rolls
Atuza
his
actually,
ankle. Now he's on a yellow.
I don't know, just like rolling his
Frustrating
ankle or
first
something
half
in the
for
process.
Atuesta.
Edward Atuza, Columbia, age 27. Farzi's got it in the right. Drops it back to Morella.
Camacho. Amundsen. Arfston around Bawanga. Nagby. Cucho. Didn't get that right. Was trying to get it back to Nagby. Larice will send it forward. Again, Giroux, such good hold-up play.
Well, Giroux's got the ball. Flips it over to Denny Moore. Number 99. Unusual number in the game of football. Denny Bwanga's like, I'm in LA. I'm in America. I'm just going to wear Grutzy's number. Deal with it. It's a bold statement saying 99 in that town. Bold statement.
Into the boards from Murillo. Shea Nation says it's a throw. As
Cucho was rolling around the ground trying to draw and then found that he didn't and had a miracle recovery.
I mean, it's a hard
Morello did
challenge.
get him
I
from
just
behind.
think Cucho's a little off balance. I don't think it was as egregious as it looked.
And now we have another
This
man
one is
down.
a
It
foul.
just looked
That's
like
Westa taking down Rossi, and a dangerous set piece upcoming for the crew.
You can feel
Rossi
the
looked like he could take the
emotions
cameras
bubbling
away,
here.
but Rossi looks like he
This
could
is
take
what
down now.
happens when you chase.
Taken down, and now it
You
looks like
bend but don't
Columbus has
break.
got a
It can get exhausting between
pretty
years, keeping the
deep free
discipline
kick,
and
and
understanding where you are
Cucho
in the cup final, where you are in the stadium, all of that.
exchanging words with, I think,
They just ask
Atuza.
so many questions of you over 90 minutes. It is relentless.
Cucho's not happy.
Two former
Yeah, Atuza's
teammates
already on a
getting
yellow,
after each
like we
other.
just saw before.
Cucho
And,
letting them hear
oh
it.
yeah, Cucho's red hot.
A trophy and a lot of money on the line here tonight.
Teammates trying to calm him down a bit. And here we are, Columbus, in the 40th minute.
He brings over Cucho Hernandez and Edward Atuesta. They were jawing at each other.
Uruguayan
Interesting wall
Diego
setup
Rossi.
here from Hugo Lloris. He's got Bogusz to cover the near post, but he brought Ilie Sanchez about 10 yards right behind him to kind of stagger that wall and make it difficult
Here
on
is the
Rossi.
delivery. It's low and easily kicked away. Kind of a wasted free kick. Farsi will come all the way out
Ilie gets it clear.
to recover it, and
Because initially Rossi looks up,
Columbus
he
will
only sees
maintain their
Bogusz, but
possession.
Ilie Sanchez makes that a little bit of a two-man wall, even though they're not standing next to each other.
He's seen situations like that just a few times, Hugo Lloris. One of the best goalkeepers of his generation, long time France and Tottenham captain.
A right turn from Marston.
here's an attack for Columbus.
Now he
And
misses this, and it's easy for Hugo
Ends up being
Lloris.
a big lob to Lores. And the Frenchman kicks it away on a
Wonga
drop kick.
tried to settle, the crew win it. Zawadzki, Cucho is looking for Ramirez. It's right to long. And then given away,
Rossi. Number 10 Columbus Crew, Diego Rossi. Slowing it down.
Former LAFC player Diego Rossi, part of their
On the left side
inaugural
of,
team.
on their left side of the field
2018 scored
in
LAFC's
LA
first
territory.
ever goal.
Nagby tries to make a little bit of a run in.
Went to Fenerbahce
Gets
in
it up to
Turkey.
Morera.
Back in MLS now with Columbus and
He drops it to
thriving,
Farsi. Farsi tries to
excelling.
bring it back into Cucho. Cucho fires
Cucho
the
tries to
through
find
ball
Farsi. It's
to
all the way
Farsi, but it
through.
doesn't quite reach him, and
Chino
it's
will
kicked
send
away
it out
for a Columbus
for a
throw-in.
throw. They go quick. They always do.
Cucho,
Cucho.
right side. Drops back
Moreira.
Morera. Morera. To Camacho. To Nagby. Midfield's got the ball. They elect to drop it back to center backs.
Arfston
Pass goes out wide.
into Rossi.
Through ball into Rossi. Rossi's in the box. He gets a very weak shot on goal. But Hugo Lloris, easy pickup. Easy peasy.
Lloris picks out Bogusz in the midfield, but Nagbe wins it back and is fouled. Rossi to Arfston. Palencia winning it. Can LAFC take advantage into space for Bogusz? This is as promising as it's been
brings it
tonight
up
for
front. This is an
LAFC.
attack for
It's a 3-on-3.
LAFC.
Bogusz
Bogusz tries to chip it over to
Bawanga
Denny
on the
Bawanga,
back.
who's knocked down.
Makes it difficult.
It doesn't draw the referee's
He's
attention
able to
at
come away
all.
with it.
Moraine on the right side. He drops it back to Camacho.
Those are the moments LAFC want in this game.
Oh,
It's
bad
given
pass by
away.
Camacho.
Bogusz couldn't handle it. He will chase
Borgus
it
has it
down.
on the right. That could have been a lot uglier had Borgus actually picked up the pass a little easier.
Hollingshead, Bawanga, Ilie. A rare opportunity tonight for LAFC to build, and probably a letdown from Atuesta.
Pushed away, picked up by Hagen.
Down on the pitch from LAFC, right to Hagen.
Yeah, but look at the conversation from Giroud and Atuesta. Just frustration
Guatemalan Nicholas Hagen.
here from LAFC. Giroud wanting a little bit more possession, a little bit more composure with the ball at their feet.
Cucho chasing. Oh, Murillo cleared that out for a corner instead of a throw. He's asking for the side. The flag is down, and it's a corner kick for the Crew.
Attempted clearance by Jesus Morello. Murlo. I got to get the Morella and the Morello straight. Ends up being a corner kick that Diego Rossi will pick up.
If Lloris comes off his line and gets this, keep an eye on Bawanga. It's only Nagbe back to cover that.
Rossi,
goes
delivery,
to the near post. Giroud,
headed away.
defensive header
Well,
away.
he's done a good job of dealing with these corner kicks, but they've given off too many. Farsi with an opportunity. He goes up to shoot, gets it to the far right.
Back to Farsi.
Back to Farsi.
Clipping.
And here's the header bite. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful play. Who was that, Cucho? Yes, it was. The star shines. Cucho makes it 1-0. A running header from out of nowhere.
From the Crew, it's Cucho Hernandez giving Columbus the lead in the League's Cup final. 1-0.
Big goal right before we go into the half. Vamos.
You've got to be
Says
disciplined,
Durfee.
you've got to be strong, but you've got to play the moment, you've got to play the play. This isn't good enough for
Cucho's a very
Atuesta
special
and
player.
LAFC. You've defended the set piece. You cannot allow
Farsi
Farsi
was
a
elected
quick
to
touch, and
take
now
the
play
delicate touch.
continues.
Gets it
Now
to the
you've
far
gotta get
right.
out of your own
You know,
18.
Farsi gets it
You
back.
can't, 'cause you didn't
Lobs
run
it
the
in,
ball.
and
the
Cucho just
last
pulls
thing
his
you
way
wanna
through
do
with a beautiful
is
header.
the best number 9 in North America, in MLS, is a Colombian playing for Columbus Crew, and it is Cucho Hernandez.
What a
It is
goal.
1-0. Columbus and Lower.com fans.
What a goal.
Cucho Hernandez's third goal of League's Cup and his biggest. Added time is presented by AT&T. A minimum 2 minutes of added time in this first half.
Hard heads up
And a
on these
potentially
Angels.
back-breaking goal scored just
Black Angels.
before added time by Columbus's star Cucho Hernandez. They love
fans.
it here in Columbus.
Getting the jackhammer out. You didn't know this. It's a tradition after a goal
The MLS Cup MVP 8.5
that the
months
Ultras
ago
have a
in this
jackhammer
building against LAFC.
inside the fan area, and they
be the League's Cup final man of the match.
They use it.
Yeah, but now it begs the
Yeah, they
question,
do.
can Steve Cherundolo and
They'll just have it's a little controlled thing. They have a jackhammer and
There's
the
enough quality all over the field,
cement, and they
but
drill
can
right
they
through
play?
it.
And it just feels like in the back of their mind, they're still
George.
shell-shocked from Cucho Hernandez and Columbus Crew winning 5-1 in their building.
It's America. It's all about the show,
LAFC has
Georgie.
lost
Jorge.
once, and it was to Wilfred Nancy in the last 22 games, and it was 5-1 in their building. They're still seeing ghosts from that night.
Wilfred Nazi looks
14
unfazed.
Wins, one draw, one loss, 4 draws when conceding first.
They get a little piece of
LAFC
cement and they
have not
destroy
won
it.
all competitions when conceding first. A tall task for LAFC now
Here's
to
a
overcome.
kick for
Back to
LAFC.
West sends it in. Murillo trying to settle.
Settled by
Chenot
Morello,
flicking it over.
and finally
Rossi
cleared away by
gets it
Columbus.
away.
Yeah, the Timbers.
Chenot flicks
The
it
Timbers
on.
have
Olmo's
I would even say
chasing.
it's a cooler
Amundsen
tradition.
there to get it to Armstead,
They
and it's
they take a
halftime
log from the
of
woods,
the League's Cup final.
and that's it. That's a half. 1-0. A beautiful goal by Cucho Hernandez.
Whistle, Cucho Hernandez changing this final.
In the 45th minute, in the 45th minute.
Lower.com field is rocking.
And yes, the Timbers, they have a log at celebration where the fans bless the log. So it goes the whole thing.
To the visitors, LAFC.
Take a perfect log, give some kind of baptism, and they have a dinner. And the log is taken out to the field. And the lumberjack, when there is a goal scored, will saw a piece of that log, and that log will be etched in with the player's goal, and it'll be given to him. And all clean sheets, shutouts, are given to the goalies. They get one sawed off too. It's an old tradition. It goes back to, I think, even prior to MLS when they were in other leagues. But that's it, folks. We'll see you on the other side. Enjoy the halftime show.
Welcome to the Lowe's Halftime Report. Columbus Crew leading the League's Cup 2024 final 1-0 over LAFC thanks to a 45th minute goal from Cucho Hernandez, their star. a half dominated by the Columbus Crew. Kind of played out as you'd expect. The Crew on the ball, LAFC trying to find chances in transition. Those chances didn't really materialize from LAFC, but they started out with a decent opportunity.
Yeah, and this was off an attacking set piece, though. This isn't their bread and butter. Their bread and butter's in transition, as you said. And there were moments they needed to defend set pieces. And a little apropos there and foreshadowing, because it's the second phase, right, of defending set pieces that ultimately will turn into the goal. But look at the defensive shape from LAFC. Look at how deep they are in front of Hugo Lloris. That's 7, 8 players around that. But the last thing you can do is do this when you're out to Wesley. You cannot allow that easily from Farsi to step in. Now your backs are against the wall. No pressure on Farsi. Great little clip here. And when you want it, you go get it. And Cucho Hernandez has wanted it from the moment he set foot in MLS. That man struck gold when he signed his number 9 for $10 million. 1-0, Cucho Hernandez and Columbus Crew.
The smile from Wilfred Nancy tells it all. We've seen different emotions from him on the sideline of this tournament. Right now, it's a big smile from Columbus's manager because they lead 1-0. 0.06 expected goals for an LAFC team, averaging 3 goals a game in this tournament. That's best of any team in Leagues Cup. They scored 18 goals in their previous 6 games. Completely anemic in the attack tonight. Just the one shot on goal that was, as we showed you, easily saved by Nico Hagen. A lot of discussion over the decision to start Nico Hagen over Patrick Schulte. It doesn't matter who's in goal tonight for Columbus, at least in that first.
LAFC crossed half field maybe 4 or 5 times, and that's not tongue-in-cheek. Legitimately, they didn't test the backline of Columbus. I am very interested to see if, at all, does LAFC have a wrinkle up their sleeve, because they've got to get after this backline of Columbus.
They've got to do something. Columbus, they're good. They're loving it. They lead. They're 45 minutes away from another trophy, from another win in a final over LAFC. But will the visitors have something to say about it? We'll be back from Ohio.
Oh boy. Check out some other scores from around the world yesterday. Major League Soccer, Minnesota fell to Seattle Sounders 3-2. 5-0 New England, pounding Montreal. Red Bulls taking a shot at the crown. Make it after a bad play by Duncan, which led to a penalty. New York is able to come back, but they settle for a tie. DC United with a red card. That seems to be an ongoing problem over there under Troy Lesane. Every time I look at a score, there's always a red card next to DC United. They go down to Dallas 3-4. Miami takes Cincinnati with a red card, 2-0. Cincinnati not picking that lock. NYCFC versus Chicago, they tied 2-2. Houston versus Toronto. In Houston, Toronto take that 1-0. And Nashville versus Austin. They get clean sheeted by Austin FC at home in Nashville. Sporting Kansas City 3-0. They take a red card, but they also take Orlando 3-0. Real Salt Lake back on the prowl. Definitely a dangerous team. But they fall to San Jose 2-0. Galaxy trying to get back on the right foot. They do it. Beat Atlanta 2-0 at home. And a 4-4 tie with a red card going to Portland. Talking about before with a struggling St. Louis City. 4-4 tie.
Welcome back to the Lowe's halftime
In the Prem,
report.
Bournemouth will tie it up with Newcastle 1-all. Wolves get pounded by Chelsea 6-2. Liverpool will take Brentford 2-0. In the Bundesliga, opening week for them. Wolfsburg will host Bayern Munich and lose 3-2. St. Pauli, new in the league, they play FC Heidenheim, who's new in the league last year, and even got a little piece of Europe. They take St. Pauli 2-0. I had to watch St. Pauli get promoted on my own soil, right here in Wiesbaden.
Will be donated to those in need, and as of tonight, Leagues Cup will donate a total of 4.6
Celtic
million
takes
meals by the
St.
end
Mirren
of 2024. You can learn more at leaguescup.com/united against hunger.
In La Liga for today, Real Madrid 3-0
fanfare for this final, appropriate for a game of this
over
magnitude,
Real
appropriate for
Valladolid. I think I'm saying that right.
Start for a global superstar
Goals from
LAFC, Olivier Giroud.
Velarde, Diaz, and Endrick not from their new star,
reliable in his positioning. He's really good with his
Kylian
back to
Mbappe.
goal. It's amazing how the modern
Langus over St. Paul's, Las Palmas
the
2-1.
simple technique and fundamental of being a hold-up
They're in
player, playing with your back to goal. It's kind of a lost art at times.
Canarians
Again,
not getting off to a good
Giroud,
start.
The all-time leading goal scorer for France.
De
has
Porto
showed you
Alves
glimpses of that.
with the red
LAFC and
card,
Steve Cherundolo have to
but
find a way to
a clean sheet on
utilize
both
that
ends against
in the
Real
attacking
Betis.
third.
Still waiting for his first
Atletico,
goal for his new club.
Girona.
Will that come
This is
in
a
the
pounding
second
3-0
half?
by
LAFC
Atletico.
could sure use it. They need it because Cucho Hernandez has the Columbus Crew up 1-0 at halftime of this Leagues Cup final. The second half kickoff is coming up after this break.
In Italy, Fiorentina versus Venezia. They both clean sheeted. 0-0. 3-0 over Atalanta, 2-1. Atalanta being the Euro Cup champions there. Roma takes a beating by Empoli, 2-1. SSC Napoli, they take Bologna, 3-0. There are two Napoli teams now. Or they just changed their badge. No. Napoli changed their badge this year. It's kind of blue on white. Medico. We're in the Apache. They're coming back from their Leagues Cup. Help me with these names, Jorge. Nesca 3-0 over Juarez. Atlas 2-1 over Pumas. Leon versus Santos. They'll tie it up 1 apiece. Tigres versus Chivas. Guadalajara. 1-1. America coming off their disappointing Leagues Cup. They get blanked by Puebla 1-0. What a way to come back. And Toluca will take San Luis 2-1. Italian's harder than Spanish. That's what I know. There are only about 5-6 games in. Lived in Toluca for years. Cruz Azul currently sits on the top of the league with 13 points, sharing that with Monterrey. Toluca's in 3rd place, followed by one of the big ones, Tigres, Atlas, Tijuana in 6th spot, Pumas down in 7th, St. Louis 8th, Chivas. Remember Chivas USA? And Nexca.
Welcome back to Columbus, Ohio.
Club America finds himself under 500 with two wins and 3 losses. Not a good start for their season.
1-0. This is the supporter cam.
Not good stuff at all.
A 5th straight match here in Leagues Cup for the Columbus Crew, and the Nordeca has never failed to show up. And they've had a lot to cheer for from a team that has steamrolled their way into the final.
Coming back.
Bye to the round of 32. Hosting priority, home field advantage, and they have used it to their advantage. Looking for a 5th straight victory, one of those because of penalties. Here at lower.com. Lewis O'Brien getting ready, we think, to come into this match. He was out on the pitch, he was warming up.
Can't say it,
Jorge. That penny. We expect to see Lewis O'Brien coming on as a halftime change for Steve Cherundolo. Taylor, what does this tell you about what Steve Cherundolo wants in the second?
Well, I'd expect for him to be coming in for Atuesta. Atuesta on a yellow, looked frustrated at the end of that first half. O'Brien's a classic box-to-box midfielder. He'd rather dictate than create,
Final
but they've got
45.
to get some kind of presence in the midfield. I'm very curious if LAFC comes out of their shell. I'm a little surprised they
any changes on either side.
So deep, allowing Columbus to gain the rhythm and momentum with the crowd.
Oh, as soon as I say that,
O'Brien jumpstart to midfield and get LAFC playing a little bit more of their game, which is proactive versus reactive.
That is the change. Lewis O'Brien on, Edward Atuesta off at halftime. O'Brien on loan from Nottingham Forest. One of the two signings
replaced by O'Brien.
The other being Olivier Giroud. Played the first
probably
half
because of the yellow card, if I had to guess. He was getting a little too jiggy with it.
A year on loan at Middlesbrougugh, now again on loan with LAFC.
Lewis O'Brien, Englishman,
for LAFC,
age 25.
Or will it be more of the same from the Columbus Crew? They were dominant in the first half.
5'8", 25 years old. Market value 6.2 million.
Just before halftime, and so we are underway. The second half of the Leagues Cup 2024 final.
Well, here we go.
Columbus Crew leading LAFC.
We got kickoff.
1-0.
So the
Columbus Crew's third
yellow card has been removed.
In 9 months.
No threat of a yellow-red, at least at this stage for LAFC.
1-2-1 in this building by the Crew over LAFC.
Saw Garza, hey, the Irishman's up real late. Just saw it. Bawanga trying to work it in. Stolen away from him. Cleared away by Columbus.
And then Murillo fouls Cucho. So we know the change from Steve Cherundolo. Wilfried Nancy staying with his starting 11. Do you expect Wilfried Nancy to want anything different from his team in this?
No, but the last thing Wilfried Nancy will want is bad giveaways, sloppiness, trying to allow LAFC to grow into the game and get back into the game. That direct ball over the top to the feet of Bawanga asks some real questions of Camacho in the back line.
Jillian Sakovic down on the pitch, chatted with both managers at halftime. Jillian, what did they tell you?
All the way down to the other side.
Steve Cherundolo was not happy. He said, we're not making Columbus defend enough, and when we do get the ball, we need to be smarter and more collective in the decisions that we're making offensively. As for Columbus, I spoke to assistant coach Yohan Demey. He said there's looking for two things: to be better with the ball 3v2, more efficient in those wide areas, and that they need to stay focused in defensive transitions. They see that LAFC is trying to play the long ball to Giroud, and they're going to keep that eye on that in the second half.
Bogusz just chasing. He might get there before Moreira and Camacho do enough. Oh, turning into trouble. Bogusz can't get back on it. He kept that in play.
Oh, hard kick from Hagen. Ball's in the air. Nagby tries to pull it out, but he's fouled by Sanchez.
Rossi. Room to come
There's
forward.
Rossi moving in for Columbus. Gets a little nutmeg on Morello. Across the box, picked up the other side by Farsi. Farsi trying to move in, trying to break in, kicked away by Hollandheg. Farsi tries to recover. Gets it back to Morella.
So Watsky to Cucho. to Rossi.
Rossi back to Cucho. Cucho out in front to. Oh, and then Cucho looked like he was tripped up. Is he going to get a call here? Nope.
Clearance, a little bit frustrated. A lot of good work there from the
Those three are dangerous. Ramirez, Hernandez, and Rossi. Cucho Hernandez, that is.
The right ankle stepping
Had to
right
pop
into
and say
that
hello.
one.
See you later there, Irishman.
That was the third 1-2 between Cucho Hernandez and one of his teammates. I mean, that first half was so reminiscent of the MLS Cup 9 months ago, wasn't it?
It was. The difference, it was 2-0 Columbus on that day at halftime, and then LAFC late kind of grew into it and did get a goal back. If that were to happen tonight for LAFC, right, we're talking potentially going to penalties.
Well, and the reason why I brought it up is, oh, that's
Oh, wow. Cucho tripped up behind as he's
He's
running.
going to go into the book. It's another yellow card.
And a yellow card comes out.
Cucho stays down. Chanot joining Rudy Camacho on yellow cards. Also Eduardo Atuesta, who's out of the match.
I often hear the analysis of Cucho Hernandez.
It's not hit hard.
Float. And the only reason
he
why
gets a
that
yellow
bothers
for
me
it.
is that means he's just floating
Luxemburger
and disappearing.
gets a yellow card.
He never disappears
Oh, he really
for 90
never.
minutes. He's always trying to find a space, and primarily it's always down the left side of Columbus's attack in that little pocket where he can pull a center back out of position like Chanot. Reckless challenge. Now he's on a yellow. But I think a sub's going to be made here because Murillo has not gotten up. They're checking the right.
Oh, Murillo's still
after
down
that collision with
An
Cucho
important
Hernandez
center back.
moments ago.
for
Eddie Segura
LAFC.
is at LAFC's bench now, getting instructions from LAFC assistant Mark Dos Santos and manager Steve Cherundolo.
It looks like they're bringing on another man.
Well, right away he went to Eddie Segura, so you would have to assume it's a like for like, even though we've seen Segura play as a 6.
Yep.
And they go to 4 in the back. It'd be interesting to see the message that Segura has for Long and Chanot when he comes in. Also for the rest of the year, LAFC is probably the best bet to give Inter Miami a chase at the Supporters Shield. LA Galaxy are there, but Miami's got a game in hand. This isn't a great sight for Steve Cherundolo and his staff.
And the stretcher has come out for
Jesus
Murillo.
Murillo
their
looks like
starting center back.
he's getting stretchered off the field.
Such a staple of this team. He has been a staple of this tournament. He has started all 6 matches for LAFC. One of 5
Oh, wait a minute,
players
no.
on the team to do so.
He rejects the stretcher.
He's not gonna
Stands
need
up
the
on his own
stretcher.
too. Oh, he went to go clear the ball,
They don't like it
and he did
here
it right into
in Columbus, but I mean
Cucho's knee.
that's a pretty violent coming together. Of
Must have fell down on it funny after that.
Every player around the world in his career at some point has kicked an opposing player and the inside of your knee immediately is hurt.
Nah.
Murillo off, Segura on.
Knee cocks.
27-year-old Eddie Segura on a player who's come back from
Is that how you
2
say it,
devastating
George?
knee injuries of
Knee
his own. Missed all of last year, recovering from a
Knee-cocks?
2nd straight ACL injury. And has been mostly a substitute for LAFC this year. He is again tonight, but these are big
I get
minutes for
Rossi.
Segura. Here is Rossi, drives it in
Here it
dangerous
is.
spot.
Real
Came
close,
off
but
Cucho.
knocked away.
And it went
Knee
wide.
cock. X. XL. Knee cock XL?
It's a great ball in from Diego
Knee
Rossi.
XL?
And you know what Cucho is thinking, just any kind of
Ugh.
deflection, but those are the
Can't
kind
do it.
that if Cucho lets it go,
Knee
Hugo
cock.
Lloris can't pick that up and it's in the back of the net.
Knee
It
cocks.
is his goal that is the difference so far.
45 goal contributions in his last 43 appearances.
Remarkable. Palencia
LA
coming
with an
inside
attack.
now for LAFC. And Dillier back to Segura, just into the match.
Luis Sanchez having a little trouble with it. In the corner for Bogus.
Stepping in and winning in his
Stripped
arms.
away
Cucho down, Rossi
by
down.
Cucho, and Cucho's down again.
Take your pick.
Well, the first foul was
And
Eddie Segura late on Cucho.
looks like he was knocked
Cucho
down by
played it
O'Brien.
into the midfield, and it was a late challenge from Eddie Segura.
It wasn't
I mean, you can make an argument. It's a yellow.
Sure. Late, stopping the promising attack. No yellow shown, though. O'Brien was able to get it back to Long.
It looks like Jesus
Valencia
Murillo.
trying to find Giroux. Flicks it on to Bogus.
Murillo. Oh, here's an opportunity for LA. LA gets much away and they score. Los Angeles scores.
On the field, the call.
Bugos
In the first
catches
danger
Columbus
in the match
napping,
from LA.
and I think it's offside.
For now, it will not count.
It is such a good touch from Olivier Giroud. Now, Mateusz Bogusz, this is understated.
Are they checking
but
this?
He does a wonderful job of peeling off his defender to come inside.
Long ball
But if
comes in, and he
holds
is
that
clearly
run and
offside.
runs inside to Giroud, he's
It was a
on, he's
beautiful touch
offside.
by
But how
Giroud.
about that layoff from Giroud?
But
That's what they want.
Bugos
More
is
like
just
it from
offside.
LAFC perspective, and maybe that's a warning sign to Columbus.
And where did that come from? Bogusz and Bouanga have flipped sides since Murillo's come
What a
on.
touch by
Bogusz is on the
Olivier
right, Bouanga's
Giroud.
on his preferred left-hand side.
Murillo replaced by Eddie
Team
Segura.
lineups are presented by Lays. Same
The
11
Colombian.
that started the match for Wilfried
27 years old.
being the change back to the normal backup goalkeeper Nico Hagen.
Number 4,
Started the
Eddie
first two
Segura.
matches of Leagues Cup for them. Then was on the bench for the normal starter Patrick Schulte.
Columbus is yet to make a change.
To Hagen for this final. And for LAFC, 2 changes already from the team that began this match. Edward Atuesta out, Luis O'Brien on at halftime, and moments ago, Eddie Segura on, Jesus Murillo off on the black line. Those were the team lineups presented by Lays. O'Brien just sends that into touch.
Columbus fiddling around in their own midfield, not without the LA press, though. Cucho harassed away from the ball. Lilian Sanchez gets it forward to Bouanga to be quiet. Bouanga tries to pitch one over, but he just goes high over the bar.
Yeah, but great step into the midfield from Eddie Segura. He turns over Cucho Hernandez, and now you get your star man, Denis Bouanga, in transition.
Denis Bouanga will take a corner kick, or at least setting it up.
56, make it 57 minutes into the match.
And throughout this entire Leagues Cup, you and I have been in this building. There are moments
No, Bogus will get it.
where Columbus looks vulnerable,
It's gonna make sense that Denny
set
would be
pieces, particularly in swinging
taking the
corner
ball, and
kicks,
they want him in the
like
box.
there is right here.
Bogus with the delivery.
Does send that in.
The Polish national fires it in. Just go. It's gets Patch Hagen. LA scores, and it's Olivia Giroud's first goal as an LAFC member. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a game.
There's a Columbus Crew player down. It looks like Camacho. When the ball was whipped in, he takes an elbow to the face, but how about this ball whipped in from LAFC?
Olivier
Remarkable.
Giroud, one of the all-time
That
greats.
is the all-time leading goal scorer for the French national team. In swinging ball, difficult to defend. In Olivier Giroud, in his first start
And
for
Margos
LAFC,
finds him. He'll get
on
the assist.
back post with a great redirecting header on the
And it's
back
not like,
post.
you know,
It is 1-1
it was
in the
poorly
Leagues Cup
defended
final.
either. Like, you had a man in front of him, a man in back, and Giroud just found a way.
Nothing in the first half of any threatening nature from LAFC.
Now we got a game.
And now, just over 10 minutes into the second half, level through their superstar, Olivier Giroud. Welcome to LAFC. And that collision in the box is being checked right now by the video assistant referee.
Oh, we are getting VAR'd over here.
For a possible foul against LAFC. That would bring this back.
I don't see a foul, one, because the ball is over Camacho's head, right? And so naturally, as an attacking player, you're going to turn, and he turns and just runs into, look at Camacho. There is a little bit of a push from Hollingshead. Is it on the back of his head? Is it just a little bit of
Hollingshead was pushed into
That's difficult.
a Columbus player.
The global viewer and Apple TV is a luxury because the slow-mo, I don't see it. I think it's a tying goal.
Edvin Jurasevich, the video assistant referee.
They're checking it. Hollingshead knocked over a Columbus player, but he was actually shoved from behind.
To not award that foul. The goal stands. It's 1-1 in the
And the goal that's official. Goal stands 1-1.
It is the third goal.
It's one of those VARs that
in Olivier Giroud's
you almost rather they didn't
12th
look at it.
Final. That's why he was brought to LAFC, to score goals in big moments. We saw his hold-up play all night, right? In moments, wonderful. With that goal, that is what they needed from him. All of a sudden, 1-1 in Columbus, Ohio. Drew's upset. He didn't think that was a foul. Rossi driving forward.
Getting forward, a little attack, gets it deep to Farsi. Right by the
strong
hole on the right side.
LAFC throw.
No. The linesman looks like he was overruled by the manager. It's clearly without violation. Yes, man. No, he's not overruled. Thought he would.
If you follow LAFC on Twitter, you know that Arjilian Sakovic spent yesterday with Olivier Giroud.
Oh boy.
And as this foul is given, much to the chagrin of the Columbus crew, Aaron Long is down, but we're going to get to Jillian in a moment about that conversation.
The referee's got to get control of the game here because Olivier Giroud was called for a foul, just holding off the defender. This is tough. Aaron Long saying he was clipped there from Diego Rossi. It's a cup final, emotions are high. He's got to get control of this game here.
All right, Jillian, yesterday, Olivier Giroud, what was that conversation like?
The first thing he said to me was, Zlatan was right. And I asked him, of course, anytime Zlatan talks, to expand on that. And he said, he told me, one, I'd enjoy myself in the U.S., which he absolutely is, having the freedom to really live a family life in Los Angeles. But two, that it's a league where they like to give the fans goals. And he said, I'm absolutely itching for that first goal. I'm excited to be here as a striker. That was music to my ears.
Well, he has given the LAFC supporters quite some joy, leveling up this Leagues Cup final. A first half where they were defending. Columbus were the protagonists. Very little to speak of from a threatening nature for LAFC in the attack. Even before that goal, I think a little better, certainly from LAFC in the second half. And then on the corner, 1-1, here they come again. Bouanga
tries to chip one in, but it goes out for a goal
but
kick.
They're on the front foot. How different is just their posture?
Completely.
And they're still going to do it. They're bringing on Oliveira. They're bringing on Tillman. Steve Toronto, though, recognizing at halftime, they can't play scared. They can't give too much respect to this team. And this is the right move. They need dynamism in the midfield.
LA looks like they're making the first moves.
Career in the 63rd minute. Bring on Tillman, who's healthy. Bring on fresh legs. Interesting now how Wilfred Nancy has to answer the bell from Steve Cherundolo in LAFC.
Timothy Tillman making his first
Julian
appearance
Sanchez will
since
come
July
out where
17th. He's been out over a month with a leg injury. And Christian Oliveira, the Uruguayan
Tillman.
international, reports of a sale to Toluca.
Bayern Academy
abound
alumni
on
there,
social
Tillman.
media, but he is still an LAFC player, and he's going to get the final 27 minutes of this Leagues Cup final. Four changes already for Steve Cherundolo, 0 so far for Wilfried Nancy. These are the match trends presented by Carnival. It was just 3 shots for LAFC in the first 45 minutes. Well, 2 in this second half, including the goal from Olivier Giroud. Has this match level at 1-1.
Speaking of Carnival, Columbus took the cruise to the island in the first half. LAFC got on in the second half.
Seems like
completely different team.
What a change at halftime. Was it the substitutions? Was it bringing on O'Brien? Is it a change in approach? What has been
Can I check
different?
all 3?
Yeah, everything, huh?
You've heard me say this numerous amount of times. Scared money doesn't make money. And you can't come into a game scared. Wilfred Nancy's never scared. Steve Cherundolo
Interesting,
and LAFC,
something we haven't
after
talked about.
losing
Patrick
5-1,
Schulte's been there.
And you couple that with losing MLS
the
Cup
goalie,
in this building. They
for
came in here,
Columbus
I think,
most
with
of
too
the
much
tournament.
respect. Steve said it right leading into the
and,
game.
for the
It's
final,
about the individual performances. But as a manager,
they went
you
with
gotta
Hagen.
get the players believing.
I'm not really sure why that
they
is.
can
Schulte's
right
on
the
the
ship.
bench
They've
right
done
now.
so in the second half.
Possibly for shootout situation. But Schulte's been the #1 guy most of the season.
LAFC thought that was their throw.
It was strange
O'Shea
to see
Nation disagrees.
Nicholas Hagen in
I
there.
think Columbus has to make a move, though.
I'm not aware of any
It's been
injuries.
a quiet night for Christian Ramirez, and sometimes that's okay because Rossi and Cucho can be more effective. We haven't seen a ton of Rossi. We've seen glimpses of it. But maybe bring on a little bit more pace. Maybe someone that can play in behind. Play in front of Farsi, give them a little bit more. Columbus has been a little bit slow in this second half. Some of that is due to LAFC, and I think some of it is just at home with a 1-goal lead in a cup final. They've come out at halftime just not really as aggressive as we saw them start the game.
Rossi will bring it up to the midfield.
Minutes in the semifinal against Philadelphia to make
Columbus
the change.
definitely has
Wilfried
controlled
Nancy
this
just
like they
felt
have
it wasn't a right
controlled the
time. He
first
felt
half.
If they made one, they could be vulnerable. He's still waiting now, and they look a little vulnerable now as Bouanga is running forward, bursting ahead with speed. He goes
Bouanga going
down.
forward, but he goes down.
Clean, says O'Shea Nation. Perhaps Wilfried Nancy's substitution decisions will be a topic of discussion on
Brian.
Leagues Cup wrap-up, which will immediately follow this Leagues Cup 2024
long.
final. Kevin Egan, Kalen Kyle, Sasha Kleshin, Bradley Wright Phillips will break down this match. The earlier third-place match won by Colorado in penalties over Philadelphia as well. Stay here on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, and certainly stay here Columbus, Ohio with us as Steve Cherundolo and LAFC have turned things around after a halftime. An anemic first half for LAFC. They've equalized on a set piece in the second half. They certainly look more like it after the break. How will the Columbus crew respond to now being level in this Leagues Cup final? Both teams have already locked up their berth in next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup. The winner, though, will get a bye.
Columbus with an attack.
16. The loser will enter in the previous round.
Ramiro's dropping it to
Mo Farsi.
Rossi. Gets it to Farsi.
Moreira back to Camacho. Oh, almost given away. It is. Giroud let that run on. I think he thought there was somebody behind him, and then Rossi gives it away with the heavy touch.
Ever since Giroud scored, you don't see the same Columbus team here.
Turns, drives at Moreira. Giroud wasn't making the run.
Nagy. Woo!
Valencia late into Arfston. Just a talking to from O'Shane Nation.
Wilfred Nancy just called over Zawadzki.
We can take it out
He
from
and
behind
Nagbe
hard.
are going to switch sides, interestingly enough. And I think Darlington Nagbe can force the issue a little bit on O'Brien. O'Brien right now is a little bit frustrated because his head's on a swivel. The game's going a little too fast. I thought his quote after the semifinal against Colorado, he said, I've never seen a team go from point A to point B as fast as we do.
Hit that 69th
right now,
minute.
this game may be a little too fast. Nagbe can now maybe get up him and force him to maybe be out of position.
Oliveira going through Amundsen. This is going to end up with Oliveira. Amundsen, strong challenge. Out for a throw. Well, they do go fast, don't they, LAFC? When they get in transition, it's dangerous, as good as anybody, but it wasn't the transition moment tonight that leveled the match. It was a set piece, a corner. Reese sends it over Palencia's head and out for a throw.
Look at the front three of LAFC with the two midfielders behind them. Look how further up the field they are.
Very different from the first.
Oh my
time.
goodness.
Yes.
Night and day. Olivier Giroud was in his own half at the halfway circle.
Almost made it behind Hollingshead to Farsi. O'Brien trying to spray it to Bawanga, knocked down by Moreira. Nagbe over to Zawadzki. Hollingshead battling. He can get it over to safety to Segura. First time towards Giroud.
Lobbed into Giroud, just over the midfield circle.
Nobody was there for him, though.
Nobody was there for him, but there's a good. Yeah. There's a number 9 sitting next to you, Jake. Any 9 will take. He's holding off the defender at some point. If it's a foul on Giroud, it's got to be a foul the other way.
There's Farsi coming forward for Columbus.
Farsi brings it up the right side of the field. Back to Nagbe.
Cucho.
Controlling,
and
trying to work it in.
Cucho.
Cucho with it. Tries to put it on net, and a beautiful header from Ramirez after receiving a pass from Cucho. But Hugo Larez cuts it off completely. Excellent play. But couldn't get by the World Cup goal. World Cup champion goal.
20,000 in lower.com field. They're
Hugo
now all
Larez.
of a sudden back into this one. There's an energy in the building that we hadn't seen at all in this second half.
Also, I didn't mention before, in the 63rd minute, Christian Oliveira came in for Bogat, for Bogas on LAFC. Neglected to mention that.
Says my jersey was tight.
Bogas with the assist earlier to Olivier Giroud.
They're trying to will them on. Lenore Deca, the supporters here at lower.com field. Hollingshead to Bawanga. Hollingshead tumbling into the boards behind the play.
He got hit in the head. So now it's going to be, with so many cameras in the stadium, did Farsi take a swing at the head of Ryan Hollingshead?
Well, Ryan Hollingshead down. There's some talk that Farsi may have taken a swing at him.
I mean, my initial reaction
I haven't seen any kind of replay as of yet.
It was just more he was trying to force him to the sideline, and the elbow just came up.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely
for me,
collided.
That's not clear and obvious a red card. I don't think VAR needs to get involved, but it gives
Not
a
a
dangerous set piece. for
Not a red
LAFC,
card, but definitely a
which I
yellow
remind
for
you
Farsi.
and everyone watching globally on Apple TV, in swinging
He
ball
pushed
for
Holland's head.
Columbus. They struggle in
Two-handed
these
push.
moments.
I don't think
Straight to
anybody
the
needs
ground.
a reminder of what happened about 15 minutes ago.
Holland's head not sporting the
Corner.
goofy
Found the head of Olivier
1970
Giroud for his
porno
first goal
mustache anymore.
for
apparently.
LAFC. And the equalizing goal in this League's Cup final.
Flopped. Whether he flopped or not, it's still a foul. No two-handed pushes. Derp says.
Nico
He's
Hagen away
rooting for his
from
crew,
Luanga
man.
will serve this one. Luanga
Here it
drives
is.
that in. Cucho, the defensive
Delivery
header.
easily dealt with by Columbus, but LA's able to control in the midfield. Drop it back from
Rossi
Luanga,
just
head it
sends
away,
that
and
out for a throw.
I think that's going to be
the
a.
first two changes of the night for the Columbus crew and Wilfried Nancy.
Oh, there'll be a change coming in for
will come on for Christian
Columbus.
Ramirez. And Yevgeny Shaberko will come on for Rudy Camacho. Camacho playing on a yellow card since the 11th minute.
Camacho be
That
coming
will
in
no
for
longer be a risk with Shaberko.
Beko.
And
It's probably a
also
good
dealing
move
with the
taking the
back
yellow
injury
card off
the tying goal from
at the
LAFC.
center back
Just
position
trying
when it
to be
gets tight.
smart here in the moment. Wilfried Nancy is. He's had a perplexing look from the moment of this second half. Tip of the cap to Steve Cherundolo and LAFC doing so.
Russell Rowe.
Russell
Tries
Rowe
to get
trying
it to Rossi, and it's Segura. It's totally
get it
flipped
through,
in
but
these
LA
moments.
is
Great
able
ball
to get
from
it.
Luanga.
Picked up by Giroud.
trying to
Giroud tries to
cross.
center
Wins
it
the corner for LAFC.
and gets the cross, but I think he just drew the corner.
So Giroud's grabbing his left knee now. I mean, just everyone putting it on the line. It's been a
Yeah, Giroud,
long
big boy.
tournament. Games coming thick and fast, but Steve Cherundolo, LAFC, they smell blood in the water on the road here in Columbus.
Should have been, no doubt was a question, how
Giroud
long
kinda
could Olivier Giroud go?
Not real
Played
quick
the
to get
second
up,
half
sore.
In Colorado in the semifinal.
Looks
Played
like,
just 90 minutes in this tournament total.
Denny
He's
Bouanga will
grabbing
take
the
the
left knee,
free kick
He's
this
staying
time.
on for this. Scored
Certainly
on a
going to be
corner
looking for
15 minutes
Giroud.
ago.
Here it is.
Bouanga
Good
in,
delivery.
flicked on,
And it just goes
back
wider
post
than
by the
that.
crew.
LA will try to recover, but
Rivera
it
will
rolls
let
out.
that go out for a throw.
And deep
Giroud
throw in for
literally has not
Los
moved
Angeles.
since that ball he tried to whip in. Steven Moreira made the tackle. Hydration break in the second half coming up.
we got to go right into a hydration break.
Here we go. The tension at its highest. Cooling break with 14 minutes plus stoppage
Camacho
time
is taken
left
out for
in the
Tribeco.
Leagues Cup 2024 final.
And Christian
Columbus and
Ramirez,
LAFC tied
number
at 1.
17.
This
He's
is
had
how
a
we
great
got
game.
here. Just before halftime, Cucho Hernandez.
Will be
Yeah,
replaced by Jason Russell Rowe.
because it allows a second opportunity for Farsi. I love the clip ball to the back post and just count on your number 9 to win his individual battle. He beats Ilie Sanchez on the back post. He can score goals in every which way, right foot, left foot, headers. Just such a joy to watch, and this guy's done it throughout his entire career. The all-time leading goal scorer for the French national team, 37-year-old Olivier Giroud, answers the bell from Cucho Hernandez.
Colorado beats Philadelphia in a shootout for the bronze final. Went a little different this year for Philly. Philly was also in that game last year.
There's got to be a confidence there.
They
There's
managed
gotta
to win
be
it
a little
and
bit
finish
more
up with the
juice
bronze.
than
They'll
what
finish
they
up
had
fourth
going
overall in
into
this
halftime.
tournament.
I think they've done a good job, and not to get into the tactical weeds.
Philly a wild season,
but it's
kind of a
back three of Columbus.
lot of
And it's
lows,
Sawatzki
but
and Nagbe in
definitely
front
had
of
an
them. And I've
excellent
said this
tournament
now 5, 6, 7
here in
games
Leagues
that
Cup.
we've done at Columbus. You've got to play them man up. Have your front three defend those three. Have your 2 midfielders and say to them, you've got to win your individual battle. Allow the back 5 to read the game, fill in the spaces, but force Columbus to not really want to play their style, and they haven't, as Kai Kamara is going to come in for Olivier Giroud, who hasn't
But
really
Giroud's
moved well.
taking off.
with that
He's
left knee.
So that's it for Olivier
favoring
Giroud,
his
first
leg,
start
so
for
Giroud does his
LAFC.
job. He gets the.
What they would have hoped for. The
He's
equalizing
taken out.
goal in this
Kamara will
Leagues
take
Cup
his place.
final. High fives
I guess
about for him, and now
it's Steve Cherundolo getting a little nervous with the way Giroud was kind of limping, but I think it's probably precautionary. They still have an MLS campaign to win, and certainly one of the best weapons in the league will be Olivier Giroud. Hats off to him scoring the goal to equalize.
Long throw in from Palencia. Out to Chanel. He's going to try.
Oh, here's a long hit. Hagen knocks it down.
It's comfortable in the end for him as he backpedaled and made the save. And now they go quick. Cucho trying to flick it up.
Cucho was offside, no?
Yeah, he was. The flag's up on him. Came back to receive that ball.
You guys that are watching either in the Discord or
Our Jillian
brought you in
listen
through
to the huddles during that
YouTube.
break. Jillian, what'd you hear?
Make sure you post. Post your football stuff. Free posts, all sorts of stuff. You know, got FC 25 coming out, new football manager, all that stuff's game. Don't let a hentai hog it all. Post your stuff. The home team, things are interesting, things are funny. Make sure you post in our Discord. Join the club, join the Glory Hunters.
Wins it in front of Farsi. Kamara was looking for Oliveira. Important step.
It's free.
Shaperko. Given away by Arfston. And then Palencia draws a foul. I mean, it is striking how contrasting the two halves of this match have been.
Yeah, I think some of that, though, is just LAFC playing further up the field, daring Columbus to play direct. They don't really want to. They have the horses to play direct if they want to, but that's not in the pedigree and the style and the profile that Wilfred Nancy wants his team to look like. I'd argue right now, I'd say to Shaperko and Amundsen, we're going to play 2 or 3 balls right over the top of the back line of LAFC.
Hey, Derpy, you know the reason they didn't put out Schulte?
First, they have a set piece.
I kind of wonder myself.
Bawanga will serve for LAFC.
I don't got a backup man here today. Denny Bawanga, deep kick for LA, headed away and out. Kept in by O'Brien, but knocked away by Diego Rossi. So there's going to start a dangerous attack. Flipped it away to Russell Rowe, but it's intercepted by a good defensive effort by LAFC.
Boy, did they need that LAFC. Timothy Tillman in his first action in over a month.
Vital defending with 10 minutes to go in this final, all tied up. You can feel your cheeks starting to squeak because it's officially squeaky bum time. And here's an opportunity for Denny Bawanga, but well handled by Nicholas Hagen. Did force a corner. You don't smell penalties? I think they go right to penalties for this. Not 100% sure. Maybe the final is an exception.
Again, the pressure on the Cruz defensive end. Another corner for LAFC. They had none in the first half.
Denny Bawanga taking the corner, puts it in, knocked away. When you fight over O'Brien and Rossi. Rossi's able to maintain control, spits it out front to Schnott, the Luxemburger. All the way to the other side, back to Bawanga, but it's cleared away
was looking to release
by Columbus.
Difficult ball to play first time.
I mean, LAFC just living on the edge right now. All it takes is just the right little deflection or the ball in behind. And Steve Cherundolo's team's chasing the game.
Well, they're going to have to turn right around on Wednesday, fly to the Pacific Northwest for a U.S. Open Cup semifinal at Seattle. Sounders looking for revenge from the League's Cup defeat. 10:30 Eastern, free for everybody on Apple TV. They're focused, though, all on this trophy in the League's Cup final, 1-1.
Sakuro's come into this game and brought some life. There's some energy to him.
He was a starter for LAFC. He led the team in minutes played in 2019 and 2020.
Bob Bradley spoke so highly of him. Tactically, his ability to play out of the back, and then a serious knee injury threw that all in jeopardy.
Tore his ACL twice.
Nabby raced for it. Gets away from him. Going towards goal, but just bounces wide.
Miscommunication in the back.
There was definitely a lack of talking going on in the back. Hagen failed to communicate effectively with his, or maybe it's his center backs failing to communicate with him. I don't know why I'm blaming Hagen, but yeah, he left himself open for a chip, but luckily that chip went wide. 84th minute.
Some extra life, but also with penalties on the horizon, maybe that's why he made those two subs.
Yeah, announcer just said penalties on the horizon, so we are going straight to penalties. Straight to penalties for this tournament.
And fourth substitutions.
The owners of Liga MX and MLS don't want nothing about extra time, not even in the final.
LAFC are out of changes. Reminder that in Leagues Cup, even in the final, we would go straight to penalties if still level at the final whistle. Last year's Leagues Cup final in such dramatic fashion did just that in Nashville and went 11 rounds.
Oh, a big tackle.
Strong challenge in Bawanga
by Columbus.
And Columbus play on. Can one of these teams find a goal before penalties? Find a winner before full time? Moreira. Cucho.
Cucho's got it. Gets it out to Farsi, who's had a tremendous game and assist. Cucho trying to move it forward.
Cucho.
And they get it deep. Past the center backs. Now the ball's high in the air, just ahead of the penalty box line. Columbus is able to control. Farsi with the ball on the right side. He's juking back and forth. Plays it back to his own center backs. Now that they're at the center of the circle on the LA side, Columbus continues to control. Gets it in for Russell Rowe. Taken away by LA. LA looks like they got to attack a long through ball attempt. Trying to find.
And then almost given away, but safe in the end for the Crew.
I don't think Tillman needs that ball, though. I think that ball can be played into the feet of Kai Kamara, and then it can allow some progression into the final third.
Doesn't find anybody.
When you go for the home run ball every time, it allows a real opportunity to flip
LA
it
using all 5 of their subs.
Cucho into Rossi and back to Cucho. Cucho at the byline.
Cucho taken down.
Goal kick.
But only a goal kick awarded. Yeah, Cucho taken down in the box there.
Lowe's knows what a great assist can lead to. Mo Farsi to Cucho Hernandez.
What a great assist from the futsal player of the year in Canada in 2020 to now being a real integral part
Alexandru
of this
Matan with that beautiful tackle for Columbus.
Just before halftime, that was in the 45th minute. Gave the Crew a 1-0 lead.
Well, I'm just keeping an eye, Jake, whether or not Patrick Schulte is up, warming up to maybe come in and sub for the penalties, and I don't see him warming up.
Always an interesting decision. He does not look like he's getting ready for it. They won the penalty shootout against New York City. Nico Hagen has never been in a penalty shootout. In fact, Guatemala substituted him out of a penalty shootout in a Gold Cup qualifier a few years ago. Before the shootout, as this handball called against Columbus.
87th minute. We're running out of time, folks.
Yeah.
Do you smell penalties now, George?
In a penalty shootout.
Only been in 3 in his professional career.
Which is remarkable when you think about how many games and how many competitions he's played in.
Of course, most notably, the 2022 World Cup final. He lost to Argentina. A Euro match in 2016, round of 16. France went out to Switzerland. Kamara, can he get there?
Kamara comes in, takes down Hagen.
And then takes a hit from Kai Kamara.
Wilfred Nancy's up off the sideline with his board again, showing Matan where he wants him on the field.
Smell a Cucho goal. He's sticking with his
Everything
original
Nancy wants to do is
prediction,
about the
George
double pivot,
94.
the two central midfielders being the metronome, the heartbeat of everything this
Cucho.
team does. He wants Matan to play further up the field.
Hernandez.
And that's where he is in the moment.
The
Allow
real Slim
Nagby
Shady.
to get him out of there and look
Nagby.
at where Matan is.
How good is that from Nagby to turn
He
it
played it
back
forward, but
Real
didn't quite
letdown
work.
from
LA
Matan,
gets the
and now
ball.
there's room for LAFC.
Picked up by O'Brien.
To Bawanga. This is where LAFC want their star man.
Bawanga moving in on the
driving
left
Morera.
side.
Morera
Bawanga
and
trying to
Bawanga
cross.
into
It
the
looks like he
middle.
may have earned a no.
Matan and Columbus
It looked like he earned a
lead.
corner,
Throw for
but it only ends
LAFC
up in an
in the
LA
89th minute
deep
of the
throw
Leagues
in.
Cup final.
Ryan Hollingshead with the throw in, minus the bad mustache.
As tense of an atmosphere as
And here it is, the
you'll
long
find.
throw.
Hollingshead heaves it into the
And
box. And was he called for an illegal throw?
ref calls a
or was
foul
there
against
foul
LA.
given? A foul was given
An offensive
inside the 18.
end foul, and they'll release possession to Columbus.
1 minute.
The
plus
Colombian
added time.
that plays for Columbus.
These two managers are becoming great rivals. 9 months ago, in December, in this building, was Columbus defeating LAFC 2-1 in MLS Cup. Valencia knocking it forward. Can one of these teams find a winner, or will we go straight to penalties to determine the champion of Leagues Cup 2024?
Cucho's got the ball, and he's stripped away. Farciello is behind him to keep it within Columbus possession.
Under a lot of pressure, he was fouled. The Crew will have a set
Ooh,
piece.
nice free kick coming up for the Crew.
Added time is
Only
presented
4
by
minutes are added.
AT&T, a minimum 4 minutes
So it's a
left
goal or penalties.
in
This is
the
a
Leagues Cup
crucial free kick right
2024
here.
final.
Where this ball's being delivered from, you got to get as many bodies
We'll
in
see
front
some of this
the
Leagues Cup
goalkeeper.
drama, or are we going to
How many times
penalties?
have you seen a ball
for
delivered
more
at the
drama?
right height, the right pace, go untouched, and
You know what
sneak
they
into
say.
the back post?
More drama.
Lloris awaits. Matan will serve.
Here's a delivery,
Matan drives it
and
in.
headed away by
Chanot
Los
diving
Angeles.
header away.
Farsi picks it up on the midfield line and gets it back to Hagen. Hagen with the long
Dumps it
kick.
forward.
Tries to find Cucho, who looks like he's away. Is he onside? Pitches it over to Rossi, but it's kicked away for a throw-in.
Yeah, Chanot
Looks
and
like for
Segura have
Columbus.
words with each other. Chanot drops, Segura trying to
Columbus
play
gets it
an
right
offside
back on the
line.
field. Cucho on the
Cucho.
left side, tries to pitch it in, and it's headed in! And it's headed in! Russell Rowe with a beautiful cross by Cucho Hernandez in the death. Why Cucho didn't score, Jorge, he definitely was a big part of it.
In the Leagues Cup final in added time.
And LA gets done in again
Goes.
by Columbus.
Delivered another trophy to this city. Crew lead 2-1.
In the death.
Just dangerous for 90 minutes. The back line of LAFC all over the show.
Columbus has just got the Black Angels number.
Throwing with no pressure on the ball.
Oh.
Moments ago, I'm talking about an in-swinging ball going untouched. There's bodies around.
Oh, Russell Rowe didn't even get it. No, Cucho scored.
Exactly what Cucho
It looks like on the replay
just did. A dangerous ball that catches Hugo Lloris.
that Lorez
Footed.
just misplayed it. Oh,
Has number 9.
he looks like he was almost screened by one of his defenders. Some might say that might have been a softie.
Columbus is your city.
by the World Cup champion.
Reaction from Wilfried Nancy, a legend of Central Ohio. Cucho Hernandez, 2 goals tonight. He was shown
Cucho gets the brace in a play that was really just an aerial cross that fooled Hugo Larez. And now a breakaway or a 2-on-1 with Hal and Cucho. Cucho drops it to Hal. Hal fires it in. It's over. It's over. Columbus has won the League's Cup. Cucho. What a star. Russell Rowe, who I thought scored the first goal after the cross, gets a gift from Cucho Hernandez.
More money than they've ever spent on one player for the energy, the ability to take the roof off the building. In his last 43 appearances, Cucho Hernandez has 46 goal contributions. 10 million spent, 50 million plus in the bank. Columbus Crew got themselves a winner. How about that run through League's Cup?
So that's 2 out of 3 cups in the last 12 months. MLS Cup.
It was not easy.
Fell short to Pachuca in Champions. Boy, they would have been how close to Columbus being Continental champs. And then the League's Cup, this very special tournament with Liga MX, kind of fostering the rivalry between the United States and Mexico.
Kamara trying to settle. Hagen will collect. He will stay down. Everybody will watch O'Shea Nation. And the celebration will go on into the night in Central Ohio.
Well, they're going wild in Columbus. And that's it. Whistle blown. Well earned.
Champions are the Columbus Crew.
Columbus. I think after this, absolutely reface the league. I mean, they share that with LAFC and, of course, Inter Miami with the Messi experiment. But nobody's getting it done in this era more than Columbus. No one's got more silverware in recent months than Columbus. $10 million transfer fee for Cucho Hernandez. Paying off in spades.
From MLS Cup. The result, the same.
42 games played, 46 finishes.
Again, lifting a trophy after defeating LAFC. They had to do it very late this time.
A great club.
They are champions.
Columbus booking their way right back into the championship, Champions Cup with a win here. Right to the round of 16.
I've never seen a belief like I've seen like this. And there's nothing better when stars deliver. We all love stars in life and sport.
So when they started up in February,
but when a manager like Wilfried Nancy can coach up
Columbus will have a little break.
Ordinary player and
they'll get their second shot at Championship Cup.
You marvel at that. And belief is a powerful motivator.
And now
but you've
another trophy,
the cream that
the
rises
League's
to
Cup.
the top. And that cream that rises to the top has blonde hair, wears number 9, and calls himself Spider-Man. There are very few in this league as good as Cucho Hernandez. He should take a bow tonight. Well done.
This is the man of the match presented by Geico. Whatever you need, get more with Geico. Of course, it's Cucho Hernandez.
And I love everything about this. Collectively, just good belief here from Farsi. Step into the channel, clip it back post. but you've got to have the will. You want it more. He wanted it more than Ilie Sanchez. He delivered that, and you could argue they dominated possession, but that was the first real quality chance for the Columbus Crew. And then this one, in swinging ball, clip it at the right angle, the right height. It will always catch a goalkeeper flat-footed. That World Cup winning flat-footed goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris, couldn't do anything about it. And then it was 2-1, game over.
It was pandemonium at Lower.com Field in front of a sellout crowd of over 20,000 adoring supporters. They love each other, don't they? What success they have together, Wilfried Nancy.
Excellent stuff.
And the Columbus Crew. And how about another trophy for Darlington Nagbe? Columbus Crew 3-1 over LAFC, champions of Leagues Cup 2024. After the break, back to the studio. Kevin Egan and the crew will break this down. The Crew, champions of Leagues Cup.
Well, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm really not big on trophy lifts, so I'm going to call it a night. And all the best to you and everyone. GG, hope you enjoyed the game. Congratulations, Columbus. Congratulations, Derby. And yeah, Columbus is just for real. That's all I can say is they are not joking around. Thanks for tuning in to Glory Hunters. If you want to become a Glory Hunter, send us a tape. Really, send us a tape. Send us a video. Do your own rants. Join the club. We'll get it up there. Open project for all. Podcast coming back real soon with me and Nick. And we'll see you real soon. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.